Hi, everybody. This is part two. Hopefully, it's going to be a little shorter than 10 minutes. I'm sorry. Sometimes I can become very verbal. Okay. Okay, so the witness I forgot in part one was the EMT on set, Sherilyn, like Cher, but Ilyn Schaefer. Okay. The reason her testimony touched me so much was because you could tell she was going to be very emotional, and they she asked if she could expand on a question, and they said yeah, okay, and then she did, and then they struck the testimony from the record, and the testimony she gave was very emotional. uh Literally, I can say that piece of testimony made me cry a little bit because it was about how she couldn't save somebody. She couldn't save Helena, and the fact that her son would have to go on without a mother, and her husband would have to go on without the love of his life. So here's the thing. So I go from very, very sad because I'm invested in the testimony, and then I switch over within 5 seconds to complete livid because the judge let her testify and then said, "Oh, I didn't know that was what you were going to say. Okay, well, I don't mean any disrespect, but we have to strike that from the record." That made me so mad. But hopefully, sometimes, and I hope this happens, sometimes even when stuff gets stricken from the record, the jury still remembers it. So hopefully this happens. Okay. Now moving on to witnesses in the afternoon. Okay. So the first witness was the the script supervisor. Uh, yeah. Okay. Now, you have to put this in context. She's been doing it over 40 years. Okay. And so I would consider her an expert. And she says what she does in a way of, okay, if you're talking about a action movie like this, a western, okay, so imagine a cowboy. You know, they have the whole outfit, the holster with the gun, and you have to pull it out or draw, and then, you know, do what you do with a gun certain way, okay? And so what she does, part of what she does is she makes sure there's continuity in the actions. All right. But her testimony was very not funny, okay, but kind of funny because she did not like the defense attorney at all. I mean, at all. And you can tell from her affect, her facial expression totally changed from when she was being interviewed or whatever, giving testimony to the prosecutor versus him. Okay, her whole face turned from, you know, kind of whatever to like, imagine somebody with the biggest scowl on their face and they just don't want to answer any questions, and they realize that in 5 seconds they don't like the person. So then I'm sitting there going, oh my god, I feel bad for him because it looks like, you know how they say if looks could kill? Yeah. That. But then it was kind of funny. Here's another funny part. Okay, after that part, because he was asking her obvious questions and she was giving them answers, but she was giving the answers with attitude. Okay, so then a minute into it or something, she decides that she's gonna turn around and completely F with him. So she gets this smirk on her face, and she And then after the testimony, he realizes that he can't get anything out of her. So he's like, I don't have anything else, and that's done. I have to say, if this wasn't a serious subject matter, that would be the funniest bit of testimony I've heard in a week, honestly. So, but yeah, she looked like she did not. She looked like she hated him from the word go. And to be honest, I mean, I understand. Like, here's like I feel like I'm split. I understand what he's trying to do, but the way he's doing it is not the way I would do it. Because he's being combative sometimes and really argumentative more than you need to be. You can still prove your point without being argumentative like he is. So, yeah. So yeah, but all in all, I mean, if yesterday, day 7 was if I could give you a picture, it was like a roller coaster ride of testimony. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's really down, and sometimes you're in the middle and going, what is going on here? Oh, and also clarity from a couple days ago. Okay, remember when I said they had on all these witnesses? I didn't know why they were on there. Okay, I now know why they're called. Slightly. Um, because all these producers. Okay, so you need producers to make a movie. Yes. However, these producers didn't know anything about anything. So I don't know why. I'm not saying they shouldn't have been called, but after the wonderful testimony given by the first witness that day, Brian Carpenter, the other witnesses were like, it was like, yay! And then they're like, well, because go back over and it's like, what are they talking about? Why are they even here? So yeah, I got a little bit of clarity on that, but I still think that if they had to have them as witnesses, they could have called them as their last witnesses ever, or just not had them on at all because it was just a waste of time. Because they'd ask them direct questions and they'd be like, no. They'd either say no or I don't know a lot. And that doesn't do anything for anybody. So, all right.